she didn't need to write a letter, and she felt that she had conveyed this, so that's why it never got done. So we have that opening that we need to fill. She said yes, though.
So we don't have a copy of that policy or procedure for the theater committee, so we're going to have to either re-vote that in tonight and make it retroactive.
Well, we can't vote it in tonight.
Because you don't have enough
Right.
people.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that we should vote it in tonight. I do think that there is, in new business, we need to discuss the policies, and that's one of them that needs to be discussed.
All right, well, that will be fine.
Well, should we wait and see if we can get a copy of the current policies?
I think that we'll be waiting a long time.
Oh, okay.
And how would we know that one of the one issue we had, which was so good that you put all your policies together, is that the committee changed over the years, and so as each new group came in, or there was a change of one or two, they would vote in some policies in their minutes. And sometimes the town office got them and sometimes they didn't. And then another couple of years would go by, then there'd be another change. So who knows what is the current
I think it's
policy.
time to freshen those up,
Yes.
but that's why she did not write her letter. She apologized, and but that's what was going on in her head. Was she automatically thought that she was eliminated. So I don't know where the policies are at the theater. Maybe you'll come across them. I don't know.
So because she said that was the policy, we don't have to verify that she's just off the committee, or
She
did
wants
she
to
write
be
a
off.
letter now, or?
She wants to be
Okay.
off. Yeah, I don't think we need to disturb her with a letter.
All right, I did write a letter and send it to them in case they wanted to use it, and just said, you know, send it back. But there was a printer problem and all, and the emails out of the country sometimes don't work well, as I found.
She did have a difficult time, she said, with the whole email thing. So from here on out, I think that we should mark whether these absentees are excused or not excused.
And what determines
Yeah,
that?
what defines that?
I mean,
Notify us?
just, okay. So just if you call in ahead of time and say you're not gonna be there, you're all set. Because I mean, we're not gonna debate if people are sick or not. I mean, I'm a grown woman. If I call up and say that I'm not coming to the meeting, I don't feel well.
Yeah,
Is everybody here gonna be like,
but
oh,
you
was
just-
she really sick? Oh, I saw her at the store.
No, I don't think it needs to go that far, Amber, but if you indicated
call
you
in.
weren't sick, if you just call
Yeah.
and say, I'm not
Yeah.
coming,
Right.
There has to be an explanation.
you know, Jim's
That's-
obviously is bereavement.
Yeah.
We didn't hear from Patty, I'm assuming, you know,
I think
she
she's-
has explained her situation to us. I do believe that she
Right.
would be here, she could be here. But
I
she
think
needs
any-
to email somebody or text.
Well, or she might be in a position right now where she's not able to.
And maybe
I
we'll hear
feel
from
like
her in
her
a
letting
day or
us
so.
know ahead of time about the situation should
Yeah.
really excuse her if she's not
Yeah.
here. You get stuck in a hospital, there's not much you can do. And
Exactly.
I wouldn't waste my time emailing anybody if I was there with a sick
Exactly,
family.
yeah, I mean, she's got a situation there that none of us
Yeah.
wanna have to.
So most places that have a policy do say that if you call ahead of time, then you just explain, you know, generally why you're not there, and then you're all set. That's an excuse in
Yeah.
essence.
Okay.
So
So-
to clarify for my notes here,
Mhm.
Jim's excused, Patty's excused, are we excusing Jerry Lynn for just emailing us as well?
Well, she didn't have an excuse, she just said she was not coming. I don't know how you all feel about that.
But she didn't know she needed to state.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I think at this point, for this time.
This time,
She
yeah.
notified and.
And so I think I accidentally erased approving the minutes. So at this point.
Can we do that without enough people? No.
No?
So that has to be just
Can
left
we
for our next
discuss
meeting.
having something in the minutes changed?
I Okay, so.
Oh, yes, because that's just a
Right.
you know, an
And then
update,
we'll-
which you do anyway over the email.
So this is not our last meeting we had? The minutes are not the last meeting we had?
Yeah, 5/8.
No, the 28th.
No, we've had one meeting since then.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the right ones. And then double check.
Which I thought, which we did see.
You did see
Yeah.
that.
So it was June 8th, not May
No,
No?
this was from May
No.
8th, it's
So-
discussing the
So it should've
spaghetti
been the
dinner.
28th.
And there's another set that were,
8th. Oh, we're missing?
yeah.
Okay.
I emailed them last night.
I am getting into them right now.
And then-
5/29
yeah,
of
and then if-
2019 were the last ones.
Yeah, and then if Jamie wasn't on that email, she wouldn't have gotten that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For this?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
this is the one that Donna helped me print off
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
Okay, it's the wrong one.
Okay.
It's not,
Okay.
not anybody's fault, but
That's fine, we got it on.
we can approve it next time. Okay.
What, did you want to change something in it though?
I did want to change something because I thought the date was wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Problem
fine.
solved.
Yeah, problem is solved. So I guess that leads us up to old business, unfinished business. So number one, what's the status of this, us participating in the street dance?
Did you talk to Maria?
I did not talk to her, I talked to Donna about it. But I will be back in time to do it. If we want to just do the glow stuff and I'm not into making candy apples and worms and dirt, but I'll sit there and sell pre-purchased items.
Well, I had asked Maria if she was coming tonight because that was something she did appear to be interested in, and she hasn't been to the last couple of meetings and I'm really not sure about her status of what she plans to do. I'm not interested in doing all that stuff because of work. I'm not saying I wouldn't help sell some glow sticks and whatnot. I was under the impression Maria had purchased them already as a donation to the theater.
Regarding the glow sticks, I talked to Crystal with the Egg Festival, and she said we need to send her a list of things that we're wanting to sell because we can't sell what other people are selling. And she thinks the fire department may be selling the glow sticks, and so we would not be able to. She also said that if we don't do it this year and we give up what we've been selling, the pudding for example, then the other people are allowed to take that over and then they get to keep it until they give it up. So if we give it up this year, but we want to do it next year, but somebody else has already taken over it, we can't do it.
I think we should look into selling popcorn. We own popcorn.
Yeah.
You know, and we have that cute little popcorn popper.
We do.
Go sit over there.
Is anybody else selling popcorn?
I don't know.
I didn't ask about the popcorn.
Okay, anybody want to be in charge of that?
Do you want to ask her if popcorn's okay?
She
And then
said to make a list and then email it to her and she will check on it.
Okay.
So, I'll
Um,
make a list of things tonight, then I can email her.
Yeah.
You want to throw in glow sticks? just
I
in
think we
case?
should, because I think if nobody's selling them, I think it was last year that they didn't have any of that stuff. And I, for one, usually spend time to briefing on
Yes.
it. Which I usually keep my own container in case they don't have any. Which I think we whipped out last year, but.
They usually sell very well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was last year they didn't have any.
So Amber's got that, she's under control on that one.
Well, Jenny said that she'll email us a list and let me know, but yes, and I'll be back that Sunday, so I'll be able to get it together and sell.
Popcorn, glow sticks, pudding.
I don't
No,
think we
she
should
said
do
she
the.
doesn't want to do pudding.
Well, I think we should check with Maria first.
Yeah.
She heads the pudding.
So let's.
And that would be
if
something
we
that,
just get it from her, then I can put it
Right.
together.
Right, I'll message
Leave it up
Maria.
and then want to do it next year.
What day of the week is that? Street day?
It's Tuesday.
A Tuesday, so you're off, right?
Oh, little Ron, he can make worms and dirt with me.
People eat the worms.
I will message Maria and then let you know what I hear.
So
So
number
those three things.
2, the status of the bicentennial, the whole movie, classic movies, the during the window painting. Has anybody worked on that?
Yeah, so again, I talked to Crystal. I sent Jan an email with the Bicentennial Committee. He said he's got the email, but he hasn't had time to look at it yet. But with the Egg Festival, when I talked to her, she said, yeah, no problem. I'm putting it in the book tomorrow. So she's putting it into print that we're going to have this day. I sent her what I had given us last week.
Is this taken on the day of the window painting? This?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll open the doors and have the movie. Okay.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be kind of an all day.
Right, just running the movie.
volunteering. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got different. I'm going to go through. I haven't finalized the videos yet.
Okay.
Because we wanted to make sure they were appropriate.
And
I
what
watched
day is,
some of those old school cartoons and they're not so appropriate for kids.
what day is
So,
that again?
Thursday.
That's Thursday.
So, and
Oh,
did
that's
we
right,
find
that's the
out
key
if we can stream YouTube from the computer onto the projector? Do you know?
I can check.
Okay.
I believe we can, just like Netflix, because you can do Netflix, right?
I don't know.
No,
that
not
either.
Netflix. I think it's
Doesn't say.
YouTube that you can do because that's free. And I did ask about the for future reference, the free public domain movies, we cannot charge for them.
Okay.
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
It's
We
a
can put
definite
on the
no.
jar for donations.
Yep, or promote something else. But
Right.
if we get a public domain movie, we're not allowed to charge it.
So just to keep Jamie up in the loop here, the bicentennial folks
Yes.
have kind of asked us to do something. And when we first were asked, we were like, oh my God, we're trying to keep the theater open. We haven't got time to think about that. Well,
Right.
now things have settled down a little bit, and this is kind of our bicentennial thing.
Okay.
So that's part of the reason why we wanted to do it.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
They've always done an open house every year, and we're just combining it on maybe, hopefully, a busy day.
Right. And so should I have the concession open in case? So keep
Yeah.
the concession open.
That was kind of the idea. Hopefully
Okay.
people will buy
Buy
things,
stuff.
come in. But they can come in and out for free, you know.
Right,
It's
yeah.
raining or you gotta
Just have popcorn and
whatever.
soda to go. Okay.
Right, they can
Perfect.
buy whatever they want.
That's a very high traffic day because of the activities taking place and
Right.
and people come down to watch the window painting and all the families come down and then you've got the events right afterwards. So that usually has a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And then we have my favorite event, the kitty parade.
I think that's a good idea.
Wow, we're doing good. So, new business. Shall we move on to that? Everybody okay? Thoughts from Jamie?
Okay, so there's a lot here. 'Cause
No
I'm
way.
learning. So, I mean, just some simple questions. What is the max capacity that the theater holds?
I believe it's 263, but we always say 250.
It's
Okay.
261. That's how many
261.
seats are physically in
That's
there.
how many seats are physically in there?
Yes.
Typically, when we order event tickets, we've been only ordering 250 because that way there's room for us.
Okay, oh yeah.
And people that are in it
And
and
they're groupies. They're
Right.
groupies. Have a seat.
And so when we do for an event, when an event comes in and we charge them, how do we base that? What do we do?
well, we haven't based it very well.
Okay.
For instance, when we had the theater group come in, the live theater group,
Yeah.
we were charging more than other area places, whereas if we'd known what the ticket price was, we would have just
Okay. So
charged
it's really about
the same.
researching and figuring out what, okay.
And how much they cost, I think. Most of the things we've, charged $10. I mean, we want to keep it low cost event.
Right, yeah.
But, how much it costs to bring them in.
Right. Okay.
We try to keep things around $10.
Around $10.
Amber was talking about the afternoon where we had some players come in and do an afternoon show play. And a grandmother came in with, I think, 3 grandchildren, and that was a lot
Right.
for her and 3 grandchildren to watch Grampy. We did adjust that price.
Right.
But other people mentioned it too. It was like $7 everywhere else, and we were charging $10 or $6 everywhere else.
Okay.
And we just would have charged what everybody else was
Right.
charging.
Yeah, we also have to keep in mind that we're employing you, and
Right.
maybe those other places like out to the community center out on the corner of Madawaska Road, maybe, I don't know whether they were charging for their
Okay.
help as well, but
Yeah.
it all has to be thought
I
about.
thought about, okay. And then when somebody rents it, how do we base that?
We have a rental fee schedule.
We
but
do
it's
have a rental fee
very,
Wishy-washy?
yeah, it
It needs
just,
to be redone.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So you don't have a copy of that?
Me?
Nothing, you
No,
get nothing?
no.
Okay.
Rental, I'll just write agreement, okay.
Oh, it is on the website now? Okay.
Oh, it is on the website?
Yep.
Okay.
Say, if
You
not,
can
I
download it
definitely
from there.
have a copy.
Website, I'll look on the website then, okay. So volunteers, can I do, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts? Can I recruit them? They have to be 16 though, right? But the older kids? Is that?
I think 16 is a nice age, 16, 17. I don't know that we
Well,
really
what's
want
the,
much younger, do we?
We're gonna need to double check because we've got certain permits. We can give you a number to call the state just
Okay.
to double check
Just to
on,
double
you know,
check.
because we've got concessions and everything.
Okay.
And then we just got the regular wage, you know, regulations on what you can do. And then what you.
Wage?
Well, under the state law, you have to be certain ages to do certain things.
Even if they're volunteering?
no matter what they're doing, the kids I work with
Yeah,
can't
okay.
slice bread, can't go near the meat slicer, aren't
Yes.
allowed. We
Yes.
got boys that are young that wash dishes, my potato cutting knives, they do not go up to them.
Yeah, I can
Um,
understand all that. We don't have any of that, but.
No, I don't think it's a problem with the stuff that we have, but there are,
We'll just double check it.
Okay.
And then whatever regulation you
Yeah.
have.
I think it's 16 without a work permit. I'm not 100% sure, but we just had a 15-year-old that was our dishwasher and he had to get a work permit.
Right.
I don't know how that goes for volunteering.
Okay. All right, I'll look into that.
Yeah, they
Find that
won't
out.
need a work permit, we just need to check we just call up the state.
And
check.
see about volunteers and
Yes.
age and what they can and cannot do.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, fair enough. So the dress code, it's jeans, black shirt, and can we eliminate athletic sneakers?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know there was a dress code.
I think that, well, that's what Jill, the employee there had said that there was a dress code.
Okay. I didn't know.
I didn't
there
know
was
that
one.
either, but she had just informed me so. But I see a lot of athletic sneakers in there, and I think we can do better than that and
I
have,
think you can probably wear whatever shoes you pick,
yeah,
wouldn't you think?
yeah, except for athletic shoes, because
Yeah. I don't know if they have to be closed-toed.
They do have to be closed-toed.
Right. Well, isn't that enough of a rule?
Yeah,
Closed-toed shoes.
closed-toed
I
cute
think
shoes.
as
okay.
manager, you can probably ask people politely,
Okay,
just, it's personal preference. that
personal
you-
preference, yeah.
Or do we have to get rid of it for her?
I think,
Do we have to get-
Policy, we can make
I
it
think she
policy.
can do it.
I think
Okay.
she can
She
do
can
it.
do it.
Okay, all right, perfect. So do you want to hear about, do you guys want like the fundraise or money-making stuff that I have, or do I do that somewhere else in a different forum?
Fire away.
Oh, no.
Yeah, give it to us.
We need
Okay.
money.
So, as you know, I was a hairdresser for a lot of years, and I came up with this idea. So, in the hairdressing world, we have hair shows where people come and they watch people perform these really extravagant hair updos, cuts, and I know it's a little bit messy, and there's the hair color as well. But I think that we could get into that and open up and rent out to them because they like venues like that with stages.
We can put plastic on the floor.
Yeah, and I have like where I get my hair product, like the Salon Centrics, Cosmo Prof, all those places I can reach out to and when there is a place, someone coming in that they want to do this with, that maybe they have the opportunity to rent our place.
Yeah.
Go for it, girl.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think we really want to put a limit on what you want to bring in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get creative
Okay.
and go at it. But
Okay, because I think that could conjure up a lot of money for us,
Yeah.
because they're really big.
yeah,
You know, it's
if
like a
nothing
fashion
else,
show
it's
for hair
another-
is what it is. It's a fashion show for hair. So, and
Go
it's
for it.
fun, yeah, okay.
So on the fashion show for hair, they probably advertise to certain areas because they want to bring people in, and then people come and watch it?
Yep,
Like
they come
regular-
and watch.
Regular public, or is it just hair?
No, it would be
enthusiasts?
hairdressers. So,
Hairdressers,
yeah,
right.
so what will happen is they'll rent it and then whatever, and so they'll pay for their tickets to watch the show ahead of time, and then they'll rent it and then they'll use our concession and that type of stuff. Which brings me, to the question, if we do not sell wine, can we serve it like on an event like that?
You have to have certain type of permits, which we obviously wouldn't have.
Right.
And then there's the question of, we're supposed to be family oriented.
Right.
And
But when
if
it's
a private
rented.
party renting it, I think is what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
like a
right?
private party like that.
When it's rented, can people bring
Can-
alcohol?
which is private and no public members.
Right.
I have to check, it's an insurance question
Okay.
and the facility, so I'll
Okay.
check on that.
All right. Perfect. Well, I have so much stuff
That's
here.
okay.
And we could do like a battle of the bands night. I don't know if we could open up
Oh,
for
we
that.
love that one.
Yeah, battle of the
Yeah.
bands, like an open mic night. I know that MCI is getting into, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, like slam poetry, spoken poetry. We could have a night of that, where the kids come and do that. If there's play rehearsals, and I know this is kind of cheesy and a lot of places do it, but I know we want to, I don't know if we want to stay away from it, but renting out for birthday parties, like if we could do that.
It's available for rent.
It is available for
Yeah.
rent? Okay.
Yeah,
It
we
is.
actually have a fee for that, but it seems as though either the fee is too high, so people don't do it, or we're not getting it advertised to the right area.
Well, and I think too, nobody wants to pay that money to rent a space that they can't bring in their own food and water. There's never
Right.
a time where I rent a facility for a birthday party where I can't get pizza and cake.
Right.
And not
So-
allowing people to bring in pizza and cake has, I think, really
Really-
stifled our party market.
But
I
a
would
lot
think
of
it would,
places,
yeah.
so in the fee, they'll put that, like if you go to like Waterville, they buy the pizza.
Right.
They just put it in their fee. They supply the pizza, and then like the other people, they'll bring their the cake and like their own utensils and plates and stuff like that.
Well, if we have that restriction, we should just make a change and try it a different way here.
Yeah, and then
Right.
see if Dysarts, we can work with Dysarts or A.E. Robinson and see if they'll, I don't want to say sponsor, but
Discount.
discount partner with us, and we'll put them up on the display for
Yeah, partnership.
partnership with us. So that was another
Go
idea.
for it.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be great.
So the other thing is that I thought about is I know we have Pepsi right now, but tomorrow I'd like to call both Pepsi and Coke. Number one, see if I can get a better price, and if they will. So I was talking to a friend, and sometimes with small companies, Pepsi and Coke will sponsor you, and they will if you advertise for them. And also, I want to get an ice machine. And so you can get the fountains that have the ice machine in it. I would like to get that if we can. And
Can you get one that makes ice? We have to fill ours.
Yes.
Ours has an ice hopper, but we
Yeah.
have to fill it. I'm trying to think.
pretty sure you can.
Every place I've ever worked, other than
Because
Pizza
McDonald's
Hut.
has like the ones that makes the ice.
Pizza Hut did too.
So
But I've
there's-
never worked in a small place that had that feature.
Right. Well, we might.
So
have
I don't
to
know
look
if that's possible. Maybe.
We might have to look into that. I would
Yeah.
love to look into that. And the other thing that comes up with that is that where it's sitting, we need something sturdier. It needs to be either built bigger and out further and sturdier, because it will not hold it.
Yeah.
That I do know.
I think the whole room there needs a little bit of a
Love.
function remodel too, like going from taking the order to the popcorn, way over to the butter, back to the soda, over to this.
Yeah.
When really you could reach all those things if you had it set up nice.
Yeah.
2 steps any
Which
direction.
I think on Monday, and I will send an email out, I would like to have volunteers, because that room does need to be redone, it needs to be cleaned, it needs to be decluttered, and I would like to work on that, and I need volunteers for that, because I also need the ticket booth decluttered and worked on. So there are a few things that I would like to have done, but I need volunteers, I can't do it by myself, so I think I've decided on Monday if we can have that happen, whoever I can get to help. So,
I can't this Monday.
Tuesday, I can help.
on a
Work.
Tuesday you could help?
I work
I
Monday,
could
Wednesday,
be there
Friday.
on Tuesday, like start it on Monday and then be there on a Tuesday. Like I'll send an email out and see what we can do. Okay, perfect.
I'm at field day.
Oh, you've got
I'll be up
field day
hanging
on
out with
Monday.
your kid.
Okay.
I'll take good pictures for you.
Okay. And a live auction. I thought something that I have a friend who's an auctioneer, and we could do a live auction, and he said he would do it for us. So he's like the real deal. So something like that. And also SurveyMonkey. I don't know if you've heard of SurveyMonkey. If we could start, there's a way that we can go into it for community input on what they want in the theater and what they can also offer us to help us get us there.
Right now, the town council's doing a SurveyMonkey survey
Okay.
about the theater.
Okay, they are doing
So
one.
we can't do one while they're doing one.
Okay.
I think it would be too
It'll be
confusing.
closed shortly. It's
Okay.
not getting, even though it's been highly advertised through different means, it's not getting a lot of comments, but we are getting some.
Okay.
Well, I think Jamie has got a stack of them, and when people are standing there waiting for their popcorn and soda, she is mentioning to people, would you like to fill this out? And when I was there on Monday night, she got a couple.
Yeah, I
Okay.
brought them over
Good.
already. They're in the
Okay,
folder,
good.
so I did drop those off.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I brought over today, someone signed up for volunteering last night, so I brought that
Yes,
check
thank you,
over.
I saw that.
Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all I have for now. I will be back with more questions.
Say you'll have more, but.
Oh no, I do have one more thing. So Jill, she's gonna stay with us, which is awesome. I'm super excited for her to stay with us. But she wants Saturdays off. That's the only day she's asking for. So I really need help on Saturdays. So if I can get that with you guys until I can get some volunteers in there, which I'm working really hard on doing, that would be awesome.
So that is kind of what I was doing. It was late when I did this, ladies, on 2 committee volunteer lists.
Yes.
We had started doing this back this winter, where we would all sign up for a night or an afternoon or something. And I was kind of hoping maybe there might be some people that might be interested in signing up again, and this flows right into what you're saying.
Yes. I'm done now, just for the record.
So, I think I asked before, but I didn't cross it off. The Crossroads band, that's not working, that's not gonna happen.
I thought they canceled right after she booked it.
Oh, I didn't,
I thought it got canceled kind of immediately.
by them.
Yep, because they thought the place was closing or something.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I can double check.
But we're not having an event this Saturday night, huh?
No, if we were, we wouldn't be prepared for it.
No, we won't.
I certainly would not be.
I can work on Saturday night, Jamie.
Okay, that would be lovely.
What time do you need me there?
6-ish.
Okay.
I'm good at 6.
And do you need anybody else during the week?
No, Jill and I have got it covered for now, unless we have an event coming up, which I need to get on scheduling, finding something.
Is anybody willing to take on the 22nd?
Can't do Saturday.
Oh, that's right. She's a working woman. Well,
I think I can do Saturday, the 22nd.
So Jenny's gonna do that. I really suggest you get everybody's emails and
I think they were all attached to the email this afternoon, so I think
Put it out
we
there.
did everybody's email that way.
put it out there that you need help coming up here and that you're looking for somebody for the 29th.
Okay.
I wonder with the survey from the town council, they have a spot where you can put in volunteers. I don't know if we've gotten any.
Yes.
We've gotten a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of the
Okay.
people that I had, they put in that they would volunteer, so. And Amber, the Burnham Boys, can we get them to play here soon?
I don't know. Pete said he had to get his head right first,
Right.
I believe was how he put it.
Okay.
And I haven't really talked to him for a while.
Okay,
I can message him this week,
yeah,
see how it's going.
see how that head is working out.
Right, yeah, I know.
Cause I'd like to have them booked soon.
Yes,
That
me
I'd
too.
really like to have them booked.
Now, when you say soon, do you mean you want them in the books for the next month, or are you talking for fall? Or
I'm hoping in
when you use
July.
the word soon,
I'm hoping July, that's my goal, is to have them in July.
and why are you picking July? Just out of curiosity.
Because we're closed a lot in July, and I'd like to find where we can put them in there so that we're bringing in revenue.
Do you not like July?
My only, yes, I love July. I have nothing going on in my life, so yes, something on a Saturday night would be great. But my only concern is, well, one weekend is like right there with July
Yeah.
4th. And then, you know, we have people take vacation during July, and I just, I think it'd be great.
Egg festival
Mhm.
too.
It's Egg Festival, which it may not be an issue. It's just a
Right.
thought.
Just
It's just
thought,
something
okay.
I think we need to discuss.
Okay.
That I personally think, I'll just throw it out there, we should focus on first run movies for the summer
Mhm.
and start getting our calendar filled up for fall. But
For fall.
that's just what I think. I don't know what the rest of the crew thinks.
When you say first run, what do you mean? Like you want?
Just as early as we can get it, as early as they'll allow us.
Because then we have to have it for a month, right?
Not a month, 2 weeks, I
2
think.
weeks, yeah.
And that's where it gets difficult to get enough people to come in. So it's just
If
something to
we book
figure
it
out.
now and start advertising the entire calendar is put in the paper like Maria did it,
Mhm.
and they see that, you know, Friday the 5th and the 12th is going to have whatever first run
Right.
movie, we get it out there instead of the week of the movie when
Yeah.
people, we
Right.
need to start thinking forward and not by the seat of our pants.
Right.
Let people know that there are movies going to be there. And maybe they might just consider not going to Waterville if they know it's going to be here in town.
Right.
It's just a thought.
I think that, yeah, I
It's
agree
a
with that
thought.
thought.
I personally would like to see the calendar like has been, but I want to see it full. I don't
Okay.
want it to say to be announced through the whole thing.
No, that doesn't work well. It has to be out in enough time because some of the first, the movies that come out quickly, I mean, by the time we get them, 3/4 of the people that would go someplace have already seen them. So
Right.
you're gonna have to jump on it, and it may not be July, it may end up being August, just to get everything lined up.
Right.
Another thing, I believe Donna had told me, but something you'll want to look into. I don't know if
Okay.
I'm right or not. When we do have those first run movies for 2 weeks at a time, that we cannot host other events in those weeks.
That's only Disney. believe
Exactly,
it's only
that's
Disney.
why I thought we
Okay.
should
Yeah.
focus during the summer months on movies. But
Yeah.
that's just-
I'm almost positive it's only, if you have Disney, you cannot have other events. And I think that's the only one that that
I
you have to
have
honor with
emailed Patrick Myers up in Dover and told him that we have a new staff, and he has, and asked if she could call and even come visit, and he said absolutely. Maybe he could give her some pointers as just another person. She can put his pointers, the past theater manager's pointers together and develop her own way of doing things. He said absolutely she is more than welcome. He's a very nice, generous person.
Okay.
He'd like to see us do well, so.
I
Yeah,
don't mind
people have
going
always
up there.
been very helpful when we've called up,
Yeah.
to see how they do things.
Right.
Because there's not many theater managers, in the state.
Just a thought.
So when you mean the fall, do you mean starting in August? Like if we started booking events in August as the fall, or?
You do what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's an issue as long as you have enough lead time. If you get something good for July, we can try it, but we'd have to make sure we get enough time to, advertise it, get the base there and everything.
Right.
One thing
Okay.
about summer though, if you were thinking of an open mic night or
Yeah.
something, to get that advertised right down at Town Rec, have it posted
Right.
at the pool, maybe run some kind of giving them away tickets or something, running some kind of special or
Yeah.
whatever. I think you'd have better interest in something like that. I don't know, over the
Yeah.
summer maybe.
Jamie, in your calendar, am I correct that the Colonel wants to rent July 28th? He usually rents the theater then.
That's what was said. I don't know if he's submitted anything or.
Why don't you mark that in your calendar to make sure that
July 20. I'll ask tomorrow. I'm
he's got a
working.
stack of cards, we could call and make sure. We'll put a deposit down or something.
Okay. I can double check with that. So maybe the best bet is so we have, July, then we have the week of the Egg Festival off, July 4th, and then the 28th, and then it would only leave that third week, right? Am I doing my math right?
Let's see, the first week is the 4th.
Yeah.
The second week is Egg Festival.
Mhm. And then the third week is free, like there's nothing that week.
No,
Right.
and
And
there's
then
nothing the 4th week,
Well, the 28th, Mike Wiley, possibly.
Right.
There's like-
28th.
So the only week in July that we could do would be that third week. So maybe,
August.
yeah. Well, I'll shoot you an email, Amber, and if you contact them, then you have my email now, I'm assuming.
It must be on that.
Yeah, it is. Okay. And we'll just discuss it. Okay. Yeah.
And operationally, we'll get you the Pittsfield Theater email, so
Okay.
you can use that one and a few other things too.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay. Everybody all set with moving on to number 3?
Yes.
So I didn't know how you guys wanted to do this, whether you wanted to do a committee. I didn't think that we really had time to do it tonight, because to be honest, it's a beautiful night and I'd
Yeah.
like to get out on time.
If you need something to do, my mother's waiting for me to get home so she can take a bunch of food to the bottom.
So is this something we want to set up a little policy committee? Do we want us just to have a meeting next week? What do you guys all think about doing some of these policies that we lost policies over again and updating them?
Well, I feel as though there's not a lot of committee here right now, that maybe we need to wait for everyone to be here
We don't have enough to vote on
to
anything
vote
anyway.
anything, like you
so.
can discuss them, but you
But we
just
need to
can't vote.
figure out where we're gonna go from here.
Right.
Well, when's our next meeting? The 26th?
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Do we want to do it then?
Want to do it then?
Yeah, the 26th of June?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I need a calendar.
Do we want to bring suggestions to that?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah. And Patty was really good. I would love for Patty to know about this so she can put her thoughts, because she did a great job on some of those others. She did a lot of digging And this is not on the agenda, but I was noticing on my calendar that I have on the 26th, I had put down that we would start planning for September barbecue. I don't know anything about the barbecue. I did not help or attend last year's barbecue. Is that something we want to do?
Did it bring in any money?
I don't think it was like huge.
What was the event that they had that only like a few people showed up to? There was committee members and like 5 other people.
It was usually dances.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I just heard about a couple bombed events. I wondered what they were. Because the spaghetti dinner went well.
It did. It did.
Yeah, I don't think the barbecue is as good. I do think it does bring in some money, but I'd like to see something that can bring in more money.
Like
I don't know
the
yet.
Burnham Boys.
The Burnham Boys.
The first year of the barbecue brought in more. The second year, or the second time they did it, it was considerably less. I don't know if it was, could be any number of reasons.
Right. Did it change like times that we did it? Like, was it at a different time of year? Was it?
It was a different time of the year. I think we can look back and
Yeah, okay.
figure that out.
All right.
Okay. So individual thoughts, questions, comments? Amber?
One question
Yes.
while I'm randomly thinking about it. The water situation.
Yes.
How's that going for you? Is there still Aquafina, or is the
No,
new
there's
fridge been
still-
moved out?
Oh no, it's not going to be moved
She
up.
kicked my refrigerator to the curb. Donated that refrigerator.
Here's my thing with that. Like, we're trying to move forward into the 21st century. That brings us back a little bit. This Pepsi machine, it looks fantastic there. I mean, and I've worked in a lot of restaurants. There's no Pepsi police that's going to come and say,
What I said.
that's going to say, oh, you don't have Pepsi products in it. Truly, I've never in my life seen them pull one out of a restaurant because they didn't have Pepsi products.
And
in
I've
it.
never worked in a restaurant that didn't have some things other than Pepsi products in the Pepsi cooler.
all the
Okay.
time.
Well, it's good to
Ever.
hear.
Yeah, like truly, I swear. So my
Well, you-
thought is to keep it, and it looks nice. It looks professional. It looks good standing there. Yeah, and just put what we can in it. Just keep finding the
Well,
one.
Jen
And then
had
if they-
mentioned the other night too that sometimes it gets so warm in there they have to put the candy in, which that was never mentioned this
Yes.
winter. Because the chocolate gets melted,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, that would not be big enough. So if anybody knows it, anybody that wants a little black refrigerator for their dorm room, I've got one for $50 to sell.
Yeah. So we're gonna switch waters. You're not ordering Aquafina.
No, it's not too expensive. Unless when I call them, they'll partner with us and that I
Right,
can get
something.
stuff for cheaper. Then absolutely, but no.
The other thing was the Life Waters, but
They're starting to sell. They're
Yeah.
going out the door.
I do think that if something was on the fountain soda,
Right.
like we had pink lemonade or raspberry iced tea or something random, but
Yeah, I think with
It's
the ice
just
machine,
good.
there's more that come with it. There's
Yeah.
more options.
I went up to Rite Aid and bought 2 cases of water the other
Yeah.
night.
$8, $7.
$7. It's a donation to the theater.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, when they're on sale too, they're it's ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So no more Aquafina.
No.
Jen, you have anything to add?
No, I'm just gonna work on the Throwback Thursday event, and I'll try and bring a list next meeting of the movies that we watched. You can run watch them with me.
The wrong.
Oh, the event?
Mhm.
The event last night, that was great. Thank you for bringing that in. That was
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
That was very good.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
It's
the
hard.
That-
gal that had lost both her children, oh
Mm-hmm.
my word. Oh my word.
Crazy.
Yeah. Jamie, do you have anything you want to add?
The Throwback Thursday, what is that? Is that for the window
Window
painting?
paint.
That's the window paint, okay, that's what it's called, okay. Nope, that's all I have.
Yeah, and I think you're volunteering that day, I'm volunteering that day.
Okay.
We ask
You'll
for
have-
some more volunteers too, so
Yeah.
we can kind of break it up.
Okay.
Cause I think Mabel will paint a window, so I'll be able to be in there then and
Yeah.
just, hopefully we can get 2 or 3 of us, and while all our kids are out there, everybody can just
Do their
mingle
thing,
and come
yeah.
scoop popcorn.
Right.
It's my vision, not one person stuck in there all day, not being able to see the light of day.
Should some people
Right.
get in now.
Something.
So you've got your financials, the part that I could do, which I passed out. So just quickly, for your expenses for the end of May, we're through 41.7% of the period, and 49.8% is expended. So of course, we know why we're going to be setting up the separate fundraising account.
That is better than I thought by this point, though.
Yeah.
I do feel like this is better than I thought it would be. But this was the end of May.
Yeah, so that's the end of May. And so for the revenues, which is on the second page, we're through again 41.7% of the period, and we've got 42.6% collected for the regular revenue account. And last year's revenues came in just right on target in terms of what was projected out, which, as you know, revenues are always a guesstimate from looking at trends, and it looks like this one will be met or exceeded, but still, this is just the regular revenues and not the extra that we need to raise because of the change in the budget. The third page has a copy of the revenues for the details that took place. And then you've got your cash receiving, which lists everything that came in. It was a big month for the theater with over $10,000 coming in between all the different accounts that we have.
Awesome.
Which was very good. And there's a couple of entries that went in because things weren't broken down on the sheets. Donna had been out a bit, being ill, and so on those days things weren't broken down, but we did get them broken down. It took the entry out and then put the entries back in, broken down into the different categories. And then the last sheet has the theater fundraising balance, and I had given that to you at the last meeting, but it didn't have the last few days in it. So for 2019, you have income raised of $5,843, expenses incurred because we had a couple of items that we took care of, being the problems with the pipes and the boiler, of which another place has been found, but it's a lot less than that. And we're trying to figure out a plan on how to deal with that, and whether, because it's down where the gravel is, if there's something Public Works can do to help out.
Is there a furnace plan that prevents us from having a different local person give a estimate? Do we pay for like a furnace plan so we can't bring other people in to work on things? We only can have the one company work on it? Or
We've
is this
had the one company work on it because they're the ones that are selling us the fuel. That doesn't mean that we can't extract the theater out the next time we do this. We're going to do this summer, go out for quotes again. So we could extract the theater out if we thought somebody else would do a better job like that, or.
But
have a
is it
more
just because we
reason-
buy the fuel from them, or is there a furnace plan on it? Because you can buy your fuel and have somebody totally different work on it, but usually if you have your stuff under a plan, you can't have
It's
anybody
how
else.
it's how it's been bid out, so that the one company does everything, because it was too confusing in the past, many years ago, when you had different people coming in, and then one company would say the other company did something wrong, and so it's been kept, and has worked well until this situation in which there was no quotation or estimate, and so the thing just got out of hand, basically. And the other situation with the purchase orders and everything. But again, I was out at that time, and so that was probably some of it. And Donna was out a bit too. And then the staff had some issues with the purchase orders. So
Exactly what month did that happen in?
it started in January, and it continued on. They went several times, but without the purchase order, we didn't know. So this was a situation that I have never seen before. It will never happen again. there's procedures again, that we get the pricing. Now, if it was an emergency, I can see some of this, but it took place on several days. I just didn't, I never really understood the whole thing. I think multiple people were involved, which may be part of it. But on the other hand, we should have had an estimate, and the company should have provided one, as a proper procedure anyway. So we've asked for an estimate on the new work that needs to be done, because there's another section where there's an issue that's been found. I think that it's minor compared to the first one.
Is it A.E. Robinson? Who is it that does the?
A.E. Robinson works on items.
So
And
Joe,
we've never had an issue before.
is it Joe Souza that comes in?
I think that's usually
That's
I
usually
think
who it
is.
is.
Possibility.
He's good.
So in any case, there's another little issue going on. But in terms of these statistics, income that was raised was $5,843. Expenses incurred, which was the furnace, and then you bought the PA system that you needed. So we spent $9,380.44. And then with the carry forward balance at the beginning of the year of $13,657.58 rounding, your current balance in your fundraising account, the regular one for the that was to go for the rehab or revitalization of the theater, is $10,120.49. And as we go along and we set up the other fundraising account, which I've got listed in the books now, and then we continue on, we'll figure out if we want to use some of this, toward things, because you can change your mind if you need to. All right, very good. And you do have your money for the that was left over from the players account, which we found out about and brought in and put on the town's books in a separate account of $2,683. Thank you.
So I have a couple of questions. How are we going to, during our Thursday window painting time when we have stuff going on inside, how are we going to let the folks know that we're open?
Have we not put an ad out or anything yet? You mean in that manner? Okay, so that needs to happen.
And open the doors and put out a sign or a sandwich board out front?
There's gonna be an ad in the booklet already.
Yes.
I've already talked to
Yes.
Crystal, she's got
Okay,
it in the
there's an ad.
booklet.
Yes.
For the Egg Festival booklet that
Yep.
goes out.
And you're on the schedule.
We're on the schedule. So I'm going to make up, once I have the number for the names of all of them, I'm gonna make up a flyer and that we can distribute.
Okay.
And I wonder if there is a sandwich board thing down there. To put out
Yeah,
front, maybe
I'll
a couple of
double check
balloons
because
or whatever.
I don't think there is, but it would be nice to get.
There
Yeah.
was one,
Oh, good.
I'll
but it
double
was
check.
more the fundraising one, I think.
Oh yeah, that one is there.
But can't we turn it into whatever we want it to be?
Yes.
The big white one?
No, like
Oh,
Like
okay.
an A-frame?
like the specials are on out in front of Pop On Over, the
Yeah.
Vittles, the little.
I'll have to look because I haven't seen anything like that.
I don't think there's a little one, I think it's the bigger one.
Okay, the bigger one? Okay.
But that doesn't mean we can't make one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question. Can we get an open sign? That we can flip when we're open and closed? People can see it.
Well,
Ooh, good idea.
I think if we look online, we
I
can get
should-
an illuminated one.
I
That's
should have
what I'm
looked at the
thinking.
auction
Like
today
one that we
when I was.
can plug in and.
I had one and I got it for
It'll be a
cheap
big thing.
for my flower shop.
The other thing is making it so that people know what door to open.
Yeah, we'll put.
Enter
paperwork
here
on
or
it.
something, or keep all the posters on the other ones, maybe keep that door clear and then enter here or
I was thinking,
something.
can we get like, like the, where it's not see-through, but it's not completely opaque, that you can put on the windows? So frosting, that's what I'm trying, like a frosted glass.
But it would block the posters. I wonder if we could get some
On
kind
the
of
wall,
curtain
yeah.
behind there, like
No curtains. Not happening. I'm
No,
getting rid
but
of curtains.
something behind it though.
Right.
I know what you're talking about though, like the
Yeah.
Cling
How about
on.
some
Yeah.
letters about this big, right across that one window at the handle it says enter.
Enter.
Something.
Something.
Yeah.
See what you can come up with, Miss Jean.
Yeah.
So my other thing was, and I
Because
haven't
it
let
just
go
looks
of
like
it.
that.
I haven't let go of it yet. For $60, I was looking on Monday night. I know it's a cheap fix for a solution, for a problem, for short term, but there is a place underneath that marquee that we could put a rope lighting to illuminate that sidewalk somewhat. There is kind of I don't want to use a lip, but there is a place where one could be put up there. My question to you, Catherine, is there any outlets out there?
I don't remember seeing
I
any.
don't think so either. And I think it's a great idea. My only worry is that some kid is gonna come by and rip it down.
Well, they have brackets
Right.
that screw on that we would have to put every so. I mean, it isn't something that's going to be taped up. It's
Right.
going to have to be. I don't know what they're called, but they're those brackets
Yes.
like that that would have to be up
Oh, okay.
on the marquee, not hanging,
Yeah.
but affixed right to it, just like that is right there, only with these brackets.
We'll have to see. I haven't seen any outlets out there though. That's the other issue. I don't know. I'll double check tomorrow just to see if I'm missing it, but
Yeah, I
the
was
outdoor
afraid of
outlets,
that.
I don't know that there are any.
Yeah, I haven't seen any, but maybe I missed them too.
Yeah.
It's a town building, so, an older one, so usually there's not many outlets.
Right. There might be one overhead under the marquee or something, but I
Yeah.
don't
Open.
think so.
I don't know.
Well, it's worth asking,
Yeah.
looking into.
Until we can get the marquee fixed.
Mhm.
Because did we want to move forward with any of this other quotes for getting the lights on, or are we going to look at getting it ripped down?
Well, I thought I was under the impression we were going to do both, get quotes for both, and then go from there. However, the theater manager that is leaving was in charge of that, and I'm not sure she's had the time to do it.
Well, she gave us a bunch last week.
So she has.
First round.
Yeah, she
But
has
then
the
she had
quotes.
to get,
Right, and that's what I mean, the removal and disposal. I don't know
Right.
that she's had time to do it, she's been ill, and
Yeah, she started doing it. So I think we need to look at the overall picture. It's a lot of money, if we went and did the lighting, and is that gonna be the marquee? And
yeah, I mean, we don't want to throw away what little money we have and then be like, we
Good money
gotta
into
rip it
something
down
better.
next time.
yeah.
Donna seems to think that it has been repaired and is structurally sound and
that
Not
is
falling down.
true from the study that was done, that was.
No, the study says it's not sound.
All right, but we've talked to the code officer. All
The
right,
study
what happens-
recommends, and I've got it,
Well,
that
we
it be
should have,
removed.
we should have a new one. I mean, if you look at the appearance of it,
It's,
yeah.
So would that be the goal if we ripped it down to eventually get
Yeah.
a new one in the repair? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
have you seen the old pictures from there, Jamie?
Okay,
They had just a thinner marquee
Yes.
and it said theater on the building, and you know how like down at the fair, the bigger light bulbs
Yeah.
that they have? It had those all down underneath. It was cool
Oh, that
looking
is
like.
cool. Yeah, something
I just would be
smaller.
uncomfortable spending that much money with our financial situation.
Yeah.
And how it looks now and everything.
Get it going.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, can we rip it down?
I
Too
could-
much electrical. You mean what do you mean? Like rip it
As,
down?
I mean,
Getting
do we
someone
need
to do
somebody to do it? Or?
Yeah, you need
Yeah, we
somebody
need
to
a
do it.
contractor to do it, and the disposal.
Yeah, there's way too much electrical stuff in there to.
Well, we may
To
be
just
able
be
to help
ribbon
with the
stuff.
disposal, sometimes if, it's something that Public Works can't fit in, or they just simply can't do because it requires certain licensing or what have you. We can put in our quotations or bid specs that they can dispose of it, you know, at the transfer station free, and then that cuts down the costs considerably, depending on what it is that we'd be disposing of. We have done that before with town buildings. Because disposal costs can sometimes really up the cost of what the bid
Oh,
is.
yeah, yeah. All right, ladies.
Do we want to talk about a capital campaign at some point? Or building repairs? Not tonight,
Mhm.
probably soon.
Somebody's gonna have, you know, we're gonna have to decide on how that's gonna be done, and I think that, you know, it's been hard to get volunteers. I think if you could get some other people that would help and maybe like to work on a capital campaign, you could be working with them and it'd be a side group.
Well, is there a way for people to pay for things online yet? There's no credit cards still. Nobody can make an online donation still, right?
They have all the pieces to it. There's one item, and I apologize, I don't have the technical information on it, but we've had the readers for a while. There's something that needs to be done that Michael was working on with Donna. I think this is just something that's gonna have to be picked up by Jamie and.
Yes, he needs
I
to call
think-
Spectrum. But I told him to hand me the number for Spectrum. I'd call him, get him back in.
Okay.
And so that's what needs to happen.
Okay.
Spectrum needs to come back in. So I did ask Michael about that, and he's gonna give me. I'll stop by this week and get the number and make that phone call
Okay.
and get them in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Because that will make it a lot easier when we can
Right.
Yeah.
ask people, we just beg them,
Mhm.
you know, have some
Yeah.
kind of $5, you know, even different $5 fundraiser. How many people can donate $5, you know,
Right.
or maybe we can get somebody to match it, and just little things like that you can do once people
Oh,
can
definitely, yes.
not, you know, fund it without having to go to the theater.
Right.
'Cause a lot of people are out of town, they will still send money
Oh, I think that they will, yes.
if they have a way.
Mhm.
Is that it?
And when we know where we're going for the future here, now that I'm back and able to drive and everything, I can start getting caught up a little bit more. I'm perfectly willing to break the whole project down into building blocks and start sending out the applications to the different foundations. There's no grants that we would be eligible for, with the exception of one that we could try to wiggle into, but I don't think we're eligible for it. But I did this on the depot, and we were able to get as much done until, you know, somebody bigger had to come in. So we got 13 grants and foundations on that. So we can start working on that. But we're gonna have to be highly organized first. Us and others.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Yeah.
take a little bit to.
Mhm.
Okay. So this meeting is adjourned. This is like later than
Oh.
usual. Don't think it's ever gonna happen again.
Of course, I have one other question.
What's that?
What are we doing as far as the other positions? Have you been recalling people who have applied for it, or are we putting it back out there, or are you
Alright.
talking to people you interviewed?
Yeah, this is where, we're gonna see what Jamie can do and how this will all work, and I think this will tell us, do we do another co-manager, or do we make her manager and get an assistant manager, or does she get some part-time people? I think we're gonna have to go for a little bit of time to figure this out. We have to put it back out, because we had, interviews, and second interviews, and
You can't just call those people that you already had a second interview with and,
I think we're down to where there's nobody else to call.
So when will that go back out? I mean, because we can't just have one person.
Right,
Working
depending on
there.
how she feels after a week or so, you know, we'll advertise something.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then we'll re-vote on the positions. We're not going with what we voted on.
Yeah, we'll probably have to revote, yeah, but we'll just see.
That's let her get her feet underneath her.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but I think it would be good to have somebody in there with her.
Oh, we do.
I agree with you totally.
yeah.
Personally, I think we should let Jamie put her ideas in motion and then let somebody come in and she can direct them. It's a big job and she's willing to take it on. We had somebody else that thought they were too and decided that it was too big of a job. So let Jamie put her ideas in motion. We'll help you as much as we can. We'll volunteer. You need to text us. You need to call us. And if you feel like you're getting too overwhelmed, you need to let us know.
I will.
Mhm.
I've got a big mouth.
Yes, and if that did happen, then I can immediately advertise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
I
just
think it should
see.
be advertised now. You don't think we should start getting people for the position?
We don't know what the position will be. I will have to, depending on what you're gonna do, I have to go back to the council probably to get approval to.
Yep.
So what we already got approval for, we can't fill that position.
For the co-managers.
Well, if you wanna advertise the co-manager immediately, we can do that, but maybe this would be good, Jamie could just be the manager.
Yeah.
And then we get an assistant. But we need to have a few days to figure this out,
Okay.
okay?
I was never for the co-manager, personally. I don't always get what I want. And I think it was very difficult for the other person to know where her boundaries were, what her position was. And I think you even kind of maybe alluded to that.
Well, I didn't like the idea of it in the beginning, but I feel like we voted on it and we should run with it. And I don't feel like one person, we've hired her as a part-time co-manager. And now we're just scrapping the whole plan we voted on and running with something new. I mean, I just don't feel like it's right to not re-advertise that position or a position immediately. What if she catches the flu tomorrow? We're not even step one into having somebody else know anything about it. Or, you know what I mean? I think that the faster we get the ball rolling on getting applicants in here.
Okay, if you want to advertise for the co-manager, which is what you have decided on, then that's what I'll do.
Well, I think we should, I think we should advertise for something.
Yeah.
We're not even having another meeting for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then to go through that process again is gonna be, I mean, look how long it took the first time. I think the faster we get the ball rolling on getting somebody else in there.
All right, so you want a co-manager? You want a co-manager?
I do not.
Okay.
I never did.
But I think we need to run with what we voted on unless we revote, don't we?
So we'd have to revote now to do manager.
The council would have to revote, but that could not take place till July, but we could
Right.
change over before then. You know, if, let's say, in 3 days you decide, Jamie says, you know, I need another person in here, we just can't do this. I mean, I'll just throw the ad out, but I thought we'd give her, you know, a
But
week
we
or
can't
so.
operate with one person. That's been the whole problem.
Right.
The sooner we get 2 people in there, I mean, that's been really the whole problem. A lot of it.
I'm not sure it has been the whole problem. There's a variety of items.
Right, but it's been a lot of the problem,
Some of
is
it.
one person
Some of
has
it.
been.
Some of it. All right, can we wait for a few days? Let's set a deadline on this.
Waiting for what?
All right, to see what Jamie's impressions are, because she just started. A week, 3 days?
It doesn't matter to me. I think Amber has some valid points, but I also feel as though I'm good right now, but she is right, like, what if I got sick? What if something happened? Then what? Then what do we do?
Well, I personally think it needs to go back to
But
her being the manager and the assistant manager, her getting the manager pay that we originally did, and there being an assistant manager.
So here's the thing with the co-manager, and I'll tell you, because we were 3 days in, and her and I were thrown into it together. It was really hard to separate, like because neither one of us knew what we were supposed to be doing to begin with.
Right.
And so we were thrown into it. So it was really hard to like say, okay, and like her go do her thing, and because we didn't know what we were supposed to be doing.
Right.
And so I think getting my feet underneath me so I can say, okay, this is what we're doing. At least one of us, because as of Friday, I don't have anyone. Like I don't have Donna. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
But you don't have anybody else either.
I have Jill for now, which Jill has taken on. She said she'd do whatever she needed to tell.
Maybe
the other day
Jill will apply for the position.
She will not. I've asked her.
I have to.
She will not. So there are pros and cons to both.
I just feel like we can't wait until July, and we
Well, we don't-
voted
we
on
don't
this,
have to wait
and
until
we've run
July.
it through. So we do have to change it with the council, or we don't?
Well, it depends on if you want to change it or not, and you're sort of divided on this.
Well, I think the imperative part is that we get another person in there. We get the ball rolling and get applicants in, but that's the thing. If we want to change it back, we have to wait until July.
That would be correct.
So it's kind of too late for that. I mean, we can't wait until July to open up the hiring again.
Well, we wouldn't, I would do it ahead of time.
I don't have a
when we
problem with
change
that.
it.
So if you're saying that you can put an ad out this
Mm-hmm.
week if you want for an assistant manager,
We can do that.
and then in July we just make it official with the town
Yes,
council.
yes, if that's what
Would
we
that
want
work?
to do, but you're thinking co-managers here. I think that we need to go manager, assistant manager.
So that's what I'm asking. If we put it out there for an assistant manager, and we go back to, can we put it out for the assistant manager now, and then just make it official in July, or do we have to wait till July, make it official, and then advertise?
I would think because of the unique circumstances, I just advise people that that's what we're gonna do,
Okay.
and switch it back. But the official vote to switch it back would have to be in July, but there's no reason why we can't advertise now as in,
Okay.
yes.
Can we do that?
Or
Would
just,
you be happy with
well,
that?
yeah, or just put it out there, assistant/co-manager, and don't put the salary in, and put commensurate on position. And then we can at least get people applying for it until our next meeting when we can vote on what we want to do.
All right, we can do that, but the first thing people ask for is, what is the title, how much is the money,
And you can tell them that that'll be made official at our next meeting, that it will range between, you know what it's going to be if they're an assistant manager, and you know what it's going to be if they're a co-manager.
All right, I will write a vague ad, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, because I think we got to get somebody else in there quick,
Oh,
so
I
it
was
doesn't
just
wind
gonna-
up like before.
Yeah, I was just gonna give her a few
I don't think
days.
it's ever going to be like it was before.
Well, but it's been a lot of problems only having one person.
Right.
If she's sick, if anything comes up at all, only one person knows how to run everything. Two people need to be in there and know what's going on.
Jill knows how to run everything.
Right,
Like she knows how to run everything.
right, which is great for,
Right, and she's
But
gonna
she's-
increase her hours.
Yeah, she's going to increase her
Except
hours.
for Saturday.
Except for Saturdays is the only day she asks for
And
off.
Jamie's
I think-
hours are increased.
Oh,
Yeah.
But Jamie's not gonna go over 30, because then we have to offer
Well,
full-time.
we can do,
On occasion, you can, right?
we can do that occasionally for a little bit till we
Yeah.
get situated.
After
Yeah,
you're-
That's fine.
After you're considered full-time so many weeks, then you have to offer.
Yeah, and it has to be a bit, this is sort of a unique situation. You wouldn't tell somebody, she can't get the volunteers in here, and we're still gonna take a while to get hiring, because it always takes a while. There's no reason why you can't occasionally go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an issue. It'll be fine. All right, so I'll write a vague ad.
or something, so that we can get somebody else in there.
All right, we're all done.
Yep. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
So we never get out this early? Is that what everybody's saying?
Didn't we last time too?
Yeah, you
got
got
out
out
really
early.
We had twice.
It's just an hour.
All right. Good night. Thank you. Tomorrow, Thursday.
So you're walking around better.
I can walk
Driving?
Yes, yes.
That
It
must be
hurts,
nice.
but it's so nice. You know that after not driving for 6 months?
No, I
Crazy.
can't.
It was very difficult.
Even having my car broke down for like a day.
Oh,